Hey there, and welcome to Lesson 6 in our ongoing business management series. And on this lesson I want to talk about focus, that nasty word focus, the one that's so hard for everybody to get focused on. And that's the title of this lesson, how to maintain focus and get more done, keep your promises, and force others to keep their promises to you. And I got to tell you, people ask me all the time how I get so much done because, first of all, in their mind, they think I got the memory of an elephant. And the truth is, I don't have any memory, none at all. Because I'll tell you why here in just a second. But how I get so much done is, frankly, one word, and that is delegation. And guys and gals, if you don't learn how to delegate, you're not going to get much of anything done that matters because you're so caught up in minutia, you're never going to move forward. And of course, the key to delegation is follow-up. It's one thing to delegate a task, but it's another thing to follow up and see that the person you delegated that task to got anything done. And I'll tell you how I do it, plain and simple. It's one little old book. It's called a planner. This is the planner that I've been using for years. In fact, we created this planner. It's called LeGrand's Timekeeper. And we don't really have this thing for sale right now. We offer it for at our business management boot camp, which is coming up. In fact, I'm going to tell you about how you get into that at a discounted price here at the end of this particular video. But this planner will make or break your organization. In fact, if you don't have some kind of a system such as this, whether it be in print or electronic, to organize your life, you're always going to be an unorganized mess, and frankly, you're never going to be able to keep your promises because you can't even remember what you promised to whom. And you certainly can't hold other people accountable because you can't remember when and who you're supposed to hold accountable. Well, this fixes all of that. So I'm going to give you a real down and dirty crash course on this planner. By the way, it doesn't have to be my planner. I don't really care if you use a Timekeeper or a Franklin or whatever you use. You must certainly use some kind of a system. So let's start here in just a minute and run through this. First of all, you got the to-dos. Everybody knows what the to-do list is. It's just a list of things that you're going to do on a daily basis, and those are over here on your right, or on your left. And this is what I do. If you'll notice, there's a few check marks here on today's to-do list because I haven't finished the list yet. I've been too busy filming videos for you, and I did a consultation this morning that took up a half a day. Before this day is over, you're going to see check marks beside every one of these items right here. Okay? So I write down what I'm to do. And if I don't get it done, then I have to move it to the next day by physically writing it down. And that, my friend, is what gets these tasks done. You either got to do them or you got to write them down until you do them. So you'll get them done just to keep from writing them down. That's a simplistic version of that. The real key is to get it in here. If it doesn't get from your brain into this book, into your daily action plan, it will not get done. So when I have more time, I'm going to teach you how to make sure that you capture all of your ideas, then none of your ideas get away. I'll show you my simple system where I do that. I'll show you how critical it is to capture them immediately, and then how to get them transferred into this so that they no longer have to be to remember. You see, anything that gets in my to-do list, I don't have to remember it. Every day when I come in, you're sitting here in my office right now, that planner sits right there on my desk all day long. I look at that thing 50 times a day, and as I can get an opportunity, I'll go to one of the tasks on here and get it done and check it off. Boom. As I get new tasks coming in, I'll write them down there. And my whole goal when I leave at the end of the day is to have check marks all the way down that list, because I know if I don't, they got to be transferred into the next day and the next day and the next day. Well, also in this planner is your monthly calendars. This is where my monthly schedule is kept, so I can know way out in advance everything that I all the appointments, all the things, all the notes to myself. And then as that month comes up, I have to take them out of that month and transfer them into my 1 through 31s, into my to-do list, as we call it. So if I put something all the way into the month of October, for example, now look at here, I got entries in October. I know that I don't have to think about them anymore, because when I get in the middle of September, these things will come out of here, they'll go over here in my 1 through 31s, and they'll turn into an action plan or a to-do list. And then in the back of this book is your what do you call it, phone log, your A through Z's. This is where you keep the contact information like you would in any contact manager, but what this book has got that you won't find in very many books is this thing called Information Manager. And this is what's really going to make you the king or queen of organization. This is a thing where you keep track of important people, places or events, conversations, and literally if you and I have a conversation and you promise me something, this is where I'm going to make a note of it right here as I'm talking to you, and then I'm going to put it over here in my Rolodex so that the next time we talk, I'm the one with a note from the last conversation and you're not. I'm the one with the written evidence. I'm the one that doesn't have to remember our last conversation because I took notes on it. That one little page right there, well, people will think you're a genius. They'll think you're extremely organized, when in fact all you did was make a little few notes on the conversation, and I'm to do what, you're to do what. Now it goes back over in here to our to-do list so that we can't forget it. For example, if I had a conversation with you and I promised to send you something, I would immediately turn over here into tomorrow or wherever I intended to send it to you, make a note, send something to you, and now when I turn to tomorrow's page right here, I don't have to remember it, it's right there, and it's done. Delegation, but also accountability on that delegation. So I maintain focus by writing it down. Writing it down, and then it becomes part of my daily plan. And guys, you're not going to be able to eat the elephant all in one bite. You get jobs done one little teeny piece at a time. That means every single day, if you're trying to get a project finished, you should bite off a little bit of that elephant that day and keep moving toward that project. So if you will do that and then learn to delegate with the use of VAs or PAs if it applies to you, next thing you know, you're doing very, very little and they're doing everything. And in my world, when monkeys crawl on my back, they're off of my back because I'll throw them on somebody else's back as fast as I can. I'm accused of having greasy shoulders, and it is true. I'm going to delegate as fast as humanly possible. And that's the way all entrepreneurs should do, is delegate, 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 delegate. And when you learn to do that and then follow up to see what you delegated got done, you'll find that life becomes a whole lot easier and minutia goes away. Anyway, if you'll come see me at Business Management, I'll spend some time on this. I'll teach you how to use this and your electronic gadget if you wish. I imagine if you're below 40, you're going to bring an electronic gadget. If you're over 40, you'd rather have a book. Either way, I don't care. You can use one or both, but you've got to learn how to use them correctly. And trust me, I just touched the surface. So let me give you a little bit of information on our upcoming Business Management Boot Camp. And I can tell you that a lot of people tell me this is the best one that they have. And it's all about running the business. It's not about buying and selling houses. It's about running the business of buying and selling houses. However, much of the stuff that I train during that 3-day event is about running a business, period, regardless of what the product or service is. So I'm going to give you a little short list. And actually, you should be receiving something about this in the mail if you haven't already, if you're watching this. But let me just go over the main things we're going to touch on. First, I'm going to spend considerable time on hiring, firing, outsourcing, and delegating, which is what should be in any business management event. I'm going to show you my simple systems. In fact, Tish Hill, my executive assistant, will be at our event because we're doing it here in Jacksonville. You'll learn from her. In fact, you'll learn that Tish has a Tish to delegate to. You'll learn how we handle incoming and outgoing paperwork. You'll learn how she handles the absolute mountain of emails every single day and how she's able to literally run all of my businesses simultaneously and to get all that junk off of my back so I can focus on the big picture. We're also going to talk about how to handle cash flow problems. I can't tell you how many people come to me and they manage their business out of a checkbook, which is the wrong way to manage a business. For example, some people think that if they got money in their checkbook that they're making money. Not true. Or my checkbook is empty so I'm not making money. Also not true. And neither one of those is true. I want to teach you how to know what your break-even is before the month starts, not wait till the month's over to see if you made any money. A business that doesn't know what its break-even is doesn't know when it's making a profit or if it's making a profit. So we're going to do an exercise in class, and I'm going to ask you before you come, if you're already in business, to bring your check registers with you so we can create a chart on what you spent the last month and the month before. And we're going to compare that to other businesses in a panel discussion. And by the time you leave, you'll have the tools you need to go home and figure out what your break-even is. I'm going to give you the spreadsheet to do it with, so you can just fill it out and it'll automatically change every single month. For example, if you know that your break even is $10,000 a month because it includes your salary, then you know you got to get $10,000 coming in the door before you're actually making any profit over and above your salary. And by the way, one of the things that I'm going to do is give you a raise. The most important expense in your business is you. You must pay yourself first. We're going to have this discussion. Pay yourself first. A business is designed to take care of the owner. That would be you. So any business that can't pay the owner is a business that needs some help. And that's what a lot of people learn, that pay yourself first. Everything else can wait. Because if you don't suck the money out of your business, that means that if your business suffers, you won't have any money to support it. And you'll always feel like you're working for the business. Well, I want to change your attitude on that. We're going to talk about systemizing, the few things that you need to systemize, the things that you must do in any business to make them work, and how to get that done on autopilot. And you can rest assured I will have a VA there to help you get a VA. VAs are very important to your business. And if you don't have a VA, you will not be able to delegate. And I'll show you what the VA should be doing, how to get them to work very, very inexpensively and hold them accountable. We're also going to be talking about making the tough call, how to make tough decisions, because people struggle with that, have trouble making those tough decisions. And I got a little simple system to help you with that. And time management, of course, we're going to spend a lot of time on time management, and we're going to make sure that when you leave, you are one of those people that everybody thinks is a genius, and that you have a memory of an elephant, simply because you're now organized and systemized, and you get it. I will have the planners available there for you, or you can bring one of your own. I really don't care. We're going to talk about home versus office, plus keeping peace in the family. You know, do I need an office? Can I work out of my home? Which is better? And the answer is both. It depends on your individual needs. Can I work with my spouse? Should I work with my spouse? You're going to meet couples that work together and that will never work together. We're going to create a panel discussion on that as well, and we'll talk about the pros and the cons, and we're actually going to interview people and have a blast with couples up on the stage. It's one of my most fun parts of the event, actually. How much to spend and on what, when to spend it, when not to spend it. I promise you that will be a session that's worthwhile, because many people tend to overspend when they're starting a business. What to spend money on when you're starting a business, what not to spend money on, and most people spend money on the wrong things. Also going to have some asset protection and energy structuring stuff in there. And I'm going to have, I think we're going to have Lee Phillips at this event. He has committed to come, and I'm going to have him spend some time with you talking about entities, asset protection, and he's the best I've ever seen. He caters to the multimillionaires and real estate investors all over America, and I want you to spend a little time with this guy and pick his brain. So I've invited him to come, and he will be there. So anyway, we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. We've got a well-rounded curriculum for you. I'll be teaching the entire thing, the whole 3 days, along with the help of my panels, which I'll pick right out of the audiences. And I'm only doing 2 of these this year. The next one is coming up very shortly. So I would like to see you get in this next one. We're going to do them both in Jacksonville, Florida. And I will be teaching them both, as I said. Now, here's the deal. This event costs $2,995. But if you get in right now, we're going to let you in for half price. You got a few days to do that. $14.95 gets you into this event, and you can bring a spouse, a parent, child, spouse, or significant other, or someone in your business at no charge whatsoever. You want to bring a second person, parent, child, spouse, or significant other, it's only $500 extra, and you can have 3 people there, or 4 people, whatever you choose. So half price, and bring a guest. So if you want to get in, do it right now while you can get it at half price. Go to ronsbusinessmanagement.com. Should be right on your screen there. ronsbusinessmanagement.com. Register, tell us who you want to bring, and I'll see you in Jacksonville, Florida, where the weather is always beautiful. See you soon.